TCK. Interesting twist. Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for your patience with the one-day delay for Kai Plays for this week. Had some unexpected developments during the week. Happy to say those are taken care of now, and happy to get back into playing a little bit of Final Fantasy IV with all of you to join me. Since it is a Friday night and we are going into the weekend here, I'm going to go ahead and kick back with my favorite beverage, and I certainly encourage you to do the same. If you haven't caught this segment before, if this is your first time tuning in, I want to draw your attention to the link underneath the live stream, which goes to our current Tiltify campaign running through the end of the month and supporting Save the Children in their ongoing efforts in rolling out the vaccines and providing relief during the COVID-19 epidemic here in the United States. If you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, you can actually find that same link in the description below, along with links to our other resources, including our social media and our Patreon. I don't really have anything else in the way of preamble, and I've actually been doing a little bit of work unraveling the mysteries of the Tower of Zot off screen, so I've got the game pre-prepped, loaded, and ready to go here, so let's go ahead and just get swapped over. Much better. Now, I did a little bit of research on my own time here regarding why we were having so much difficulty when we entered the initial area of, the Tower of Zot. I have come to the conclusion, with a little bit of experimentation and with the aid of Cid's Analyze ability. Let me see here. With the aid of Cid's Analyze ability, that our difficulties stem from those wolves that were giving us so much trouble, the ice beasts, being a good 10 levels higher than every other trash mob in the Tower of Zot. So when we encountered them, they were giving us quite a lot of trouble. So I have adopted a policy of run on site. It's not the most, what would you say, ambitious solution to dealing with them, but I do believe that it is the most effective. Otherwise, we're going to be burning through quite a lot of Phoenix Downs and the like, just trying to keep Tella in the fight, since a pair of Frost Beasts will end his existence before he can cast a spell. Now, I don't believe it loaded the correct save here. $1,700 HP. Level 32. Yeah. Let's do this real quick. That is the wrong button. Much better. So yes, we do have a run-on-site policy with those Frost Beasts. Everything else seems to be pretty reasonable for what you'd expect at this stage of the game, but those, for no discernible reason, are just a lot scarier than everything else we've encountered. And indeed, everything else that seems to be up here. Starting right out with some Frost Beasts, I see. As I'm sure you'll see with the first few battles that don't involve the Frost Beasts, nothing else really seems to pose a significant challenge. These things die to a couple of fire spells. They don't take much damage from physical attacks, but it takes more time to tell them not to attack than it does to let Tella do his thing, so we just leave him on auto. The Baba Yaga-looking enemies, the Centaurs, the Soldiresses, and the Calcabrina doll-looking things, for those of you who are familiar with Final Fantasy VI, none of those pose a significant challenge. They all die in 1 to 2 attacks. So it's really just the Frost Beasts that are unreasonably tough. Most of the enemies in here seem to have between 8 and 900 HP. The Frost Beasts have a solid 17 to 1800 from the analyze that I was able to do off-screen. I don't know who thought it was a good idea. Maybe someone missed an integer when they were programming enemies. Who knows, man? Now, in the interim, if you need a refresher, or if you happen to miss the last episode and haven't watched the playback available on our YouTube channel, We are currently in the Tower of Zot, ostensibly Golbez's stronghold and where he's holding Rosa hostage. The plan as it stands is to work our way through, see if we can figure out what's going on with Cain, and trade the Earth Crystal for Rosa's freedom. Now, certainly one of the elemental archfiends must be waiting for us at the precipice, so we'll have to deal with that once we arrive. It looked like there was going to be a path there, but there wasn't. Ooh, new enemies. I didn't foray, as you can see from the map, any further into this area off screen, just in case entering any new areas triggered, cutscenes or events or anything of the nature. I do want to make sure I capture as much of that during the stream itself as possible, so I did just a little bit of leveling and figuring things out in the first room, since you can get a pretty good idea for what you're going to get into just from the first room of a new dungeon. You won't see all of the enemy variants, of course, but you can usually prepare fairly well. Okay, I'm going to backtrack from here for now. I'm going to try to make sure I get all of these map segments filled in. You never know what kind of goodies they're going to have for you for completing them. Could be ethers. You know how much we love ethers. Ouch, those actually hurt a little bit. But they are dark aligned, so the Mythgraven blade that Cecil's got is doing quite a bit of damage. And Young just hurts in general, so he makes short work of them. Excuse me. Interesting counter with the curse there. Wow, every single one of the stats went up. Cecil's got main character syndrome, guys. Let's make sure everybody's topped off. Treasure! Uh-oh. Let's see here. Scorch! Alright, that hurts quite a bit. I don't really feel like dragging this fight out, so let's make sure we get him taken care of as quick as we can. Just whip out a Blizzara. Hope that does the trick. Yikes, with 1,000 damage, he is not quite dead yet. Oh no, you missed! How could you miss? He was 3 feet in front of you! There we go. Whew, alright. One of those types of enemies, not a big deal. Well, Sid got a level up. Still rocking a beautiful 0 MP, I see. Let's see. That'll do. Try to get the most bang for your buck with MP. Usually a solid strat. There we go. Second floor complete. 3 Heavenly Wraths. And what does that do? Presumably lightning damage? Thundara. That said, we did just pick up a Fire Sword. Flame Sword. -3 Spirit. Plus 25 attack. -9 accuracy. I would be lying if I said I totally understood the attack stat. It seems like it functions like some kind of a multiplier along with strength? Question mark? So the Flame Sword might arguably be useful for dealing with more of those Frost Beasts, but I'm going to be real, I would prefer to just run from those. What is that? They're kind of blue, kind of gray, so either they're made of metal or they're ice aspected. I guess we'll find out when Tella shoots out a fire spell if they're weak to it. They're not dark, or Mythgraven Blade would do extra damage to them. They seem to have around 1000 HP, so not a big threat. They're ice aspected. Now we know. Got some ice arrows out of it. Beautiful. Now, does silence persist? I don't really remember. It sure does. But Yang doesn't know how to cast any spells, right? So I don't think silence is really going to affect his day too much. Just had to get one more attack in edgewise, didn't ya? That's fine. All right. Oh, we don't want Tella's magic. We want Cecil's magic. In the heat of battle, Cecil's spells are of less usefulness to us, I think. We'd rather preserve Tella's MP in between combat. Guess we'll go around the outside first, kind of explore the width of this zone. Some soldresses, we know how those work. That looks like an adamantoise. Looks very similar to the Super Nintendo sprite from Final Fantasy II, 2 with air quotes here. Yes, counter with an attack. Oh, you got a crit. Okay. I think adamantoises are weak to fire. No, the opposite of that, actually. Now we know. And knowledge is power. I do think they are usually pretty tanky. Not the Tella! Tella, why don't you defend? Yep, that sure is quite a lot of HP. Let's have you... Cura de Tella. I just accidentally had Tella cast fire, so I hope this thing dies in the next couple. There we go. Whoopsie doodles. Everything else is actually weak to fire. That gave us 4,500 experience, though, so I think that's definitely worth the slug. Level up for Young. Cure. It's basically just Tella that needs HP. There we go. Kind of some ups and downs about him having 700 HP is it doesn't take very much MP to full heal him, but actually, one sec, let's analyze that adamantoise real quick, because I am curious like what it's actually weak to. Oh, it's a fell turtle. It's weak to ice of all things. Well, let's use some blizzard magic. But yeah, some ups and downs about Tella having 700 HP is it takes very little MP to full heal him, but it also takes very little damage to KO him, so you know how it goes. have to actually manual battle our way through a lot of this floor, I think. Although he full heals off one drain. Gotta say I'm a fan of that. Now, I haven't really tested if there's much of anything that I can Osmos up here. That might be the next thing that I do. His stamina just decreased again. My goodness. Poor Tella's getting up there in years. Let's see, I think this is just a through hallway. Yep. Just trying to fill in that map, you know how it goes. What are we stuck on? It's like, even though I know there's nothing over here, I have to follow this path anyway because I want those map completion bonuses. Dustfire. Level 33. Oh, he learned Shell. Maybe he'll learn Raise soon, who knows? Anything's possible, right? Up, right, up. Okay. Gotta fill in this corner. Then down, around, and up. And probably an exit right there. Presumably. How are we missing part of the map? It's this corner down here. Are you serious? Oh, my soul. It's okay. Tella, I want you to Osmos an Ice Lizard. If we can find something that he can actually Osmos, we'll be in business. Pretty please? No. Okay. Maybe one of the Bavroy things on the previous floor. Tell you what, let's change Tella's auto battle to defend for the moment. Where am I going? Ah, yes, down here. So it wasn't just that corner. Oh, it's this corner here also. These maps are silly. Okay, so we can't Osmos any of these. $2,000 XP. Third floor complete. Blue Fang, okay. Now, I am one of those Final Fantasy players that doesn't typically like using item damage. It's just not really my forte. or forte, for those of you who like saying that word wrong. But because of the way they have Cid set up in this game, I might just have to get used to the idea. Cecil, let's have you make sure that everybody doesn't die. Except for you, I guess. Let's see. Gonna have to burn a phoenix down. That should do it. Gotta remember to heal after this battle. Been neglecting that. While we're here, let's find out if we can osmose a fell turtle. It's worth a shot. Never mind. I feel like the answer to that question is almost certainly no. And Cecil's HP is getting monstrous. Not that I'm complaining, but I do rather wish he'd share some of that with Tella. Enough with the stone gaze spam. Cid getting Mr. Buff over here. Okay, yeah. Stone didn't have a chance to set in, thankfully. Let's see now. It's a new floor, which means a new set of enemies. Everybody's good on HP for the moment. And we're keeping an eye out for something that Tella can hopefully... Oh, goodness. I bet you he can osmose that Frost Beast. But if that doesn't work, we are running away. Actually, we're running away anyway, but I'm hoping he gets some MP for it. Wow, those Frost Beasts are just the meanest thing I can think of right now. Oh yes, I forget that you have to pay Gil to run away. You know what? I will gladly do it, because it's cheaper than Phoenix Downs. So yeah, the only enemies that I could think of that probably are osmosable... That's probably not how I want to say that, but... The only things that probably have MP for me to steal are either the Flans or maybe the Baba Yaga looking things on the first floor. The Calcabrina doll looking things do cast Fire 1, but I feel like they don't have an abundance of MP. I guess if we encounter more of them up here, we can give it a try. For everything else, there's ethers, though. We'll just have Tella chill for right now anyway. It's not like he doesn't take a beating when he's not in defense, so... Probably heal up after this encounter. Level 34 for Tella. He still hasn't really gotten any more MP, even though his spirit continues to increase. I think he might be MP capped for story purposes. Now, I was mentioning this offline when I was chatting with Knight Captain Kaemadua, but during the course of the story, Tella learned the Meteor spell, which, as we know, he is hoping to use to destroy Golbez once and for all. And it's been added to his list of known spells, but it costs 99 MP, more than his maximum MP. So I don't actually know if it's going to be possible for him to cast it in combat. We'll see if his maximum MP ever gets high enough before they either swap him out of the party, or Meteor stops being a relevant story device, or whatever it is that's coming our way. Because, yes, I know, but spoilers. We have a number of doors for options. Now, I've harped on about this in the past, but plug your ears, I'm going to do it again. I am very grateful in this game that entering the wrong door in a dungeon doesn't do what it did in Final Fantasy II, for example, because in FF2, when you walked through a door in a dungeon, it would put you in an empty square room. There was no treasure chest and nowhere to go, but it would spawn you about halfway into the room, not in the doorway. And it would have an increased random encounter rate in that room, so you could get, like, ambushed twice on your way taking the 5 steps back out of the room. So picking the wrong fork in a path was sometimes deadly. In this game, there doesn't seem to be really any wrong path per se. Everything leads to something. Either the way forward, or some treasure, or a save point room, or something of that nature. We are in a new room here. Middle door looks the most like it probably continues to the next area. Oh no, we want to run from this. If you don't recall from the previous episode, the reason why we're running away from these blue beast things is that they have an unavoidable attack that does between 400 and 600 damage to the entire party, which is just a lot. It's a lot to deal with. So this door leads to the same place as the other door. So the door that's way out of the way is either the way forward or like a save room, which would be ideal. Or it leads to the same place as the others, question mark. I guess we're just gonna have to bite the bullet and find out. I feel like we took more damage than we did. Run away. Dropped 105 gil, totally worth it. It is honestly a resource managing game at times to make sure that you're going to have the fortitude to survive the next potential ambush. Oh, that looks like it's going to be the way forward. Is it? Oh no, it's a save room. My favorite. Thank you, Papa Square Enix. Let us go ahead and use a tent. Time to move on. Now, all of the doors on the previous floor led us here. Oh, this is the way forward. Who are you? And you. And you. Aha! The Magus Sisters. Barbarica. Yeah, Barbarica, the Empress of the Winds. So that would be Cindy, Mindy, and Sandy. Sandy. Cindy. And Mindy. I guess it's a good thing we literally just saved, huh? I don't know how they function in this game. Mindy usually does the most damage, and Cindy tends to be the tankiest. Let's see. Let's have Tella hang back for now, since Reflect is on at least one of them. Oh, Mindy's gonna do something. Delta attack. Thundara. Let's swap to defense in case they're not bluffing about that Delta attack. Everybody's in defense. Healing her. Just hang out for just a sec to see if that Delta attack is coming. I think they just chatter every time they do something. Okay. And then Mindy. Delta attack. Fyra, which you cast on her, which reflects. I don't think that really meets the qualifications of your Delta attack, to be honest. Yeah, she seems to be casting the offense, she seems to be doing support, and she seems to be the tank. So let's take out the offensive unit first. I guess that was it. For her, anyway. That's fine. I don't think we've really done any damage to them yet. Now we take out Sandy. I'm interested to know if we can steal some of Sandy's MP. We sure can. So I think at this point, it's literally just Sandy and Sid that don't have Reflect. Takes care of her. Yeah, Delta attack is, historically, for them, like, generally a wipe. It does a lot of damage. I would rank this, at least this initial encounter with them, assuming that it doesn't ramp up anymore, to be arguably easier than the fight with Seymour Guado the first time in Final Fantasy X. It's literally just, you've got one enemy, and some other enemies beefing them up. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to attack with Tella. Pay attention, Kai. Yeah, see, it's good that we saved her for last, because she's going to sit here and just sprinkle out a bunch of counterattacks. Not such a big deal if you don't have the other two to deal with while you're dealing with that. Oh yeah, it healed her, that's right. She is rather beefy. Don't know why I had Tela attack. That was a silly thing to do. Re-raise. Interesting. Okay. Let's cure Cecil. So we may have to kill them pretty close to all together. So I guess they're just gonna draw this out a little bit. Let's see, we want to use Drain on Sandy. Delta attack, which is just her casting a level 2 spell on her sister and reflecting it onto us. Not a big deal. Did I just have Tela do that? I sure did. I'm not all with it tonight, I guess. Oh, now we can't seem to hit her. Let's not have Tela repeat his mistakes here. Let's try. Let's try a Blizzaga. Ooh, you know what? I haven't used Tornado yet. Let's give that a whirl. Yeah, I'm operating under the assumption that we're going to need to take them all down pretty close to the same time. No effects. Okay. Oh, yikes. That actually hurt a little bit. That's okay, though. Let's cast Raise on Sid. I want to analyze them real quick. Who just went down? She just went down. Thank goodness. The other two should follow shortly after. Doesn't show me their HP, which is the only thing I really wanted anyway, but... Oh, she starts casting different stuff. Let's just get Sandy out of the picture. Beautiful. And because we've whittled down their HP a bit, Mindy's health should be low enough to deal with in short order. Just like that. $22,000 XP. Cecil's almost got 2k HP now, and he knows Asuna. Everybody get a level up. Delta Attack Defiance, achievement unlocked. All right then. Whoops, I do want to Asuna real quick, since you now know how to do that. Good on you, mate. Back to the saving room. So now we know that that door leads further up into the complex, so we need to backtrack just a little bit here. But first, a tent. And then we save. An entertaining but not super challenging boss battle, which I'm kind of here for that after the absolute crapshoot that was our fight in Castle Baron. Who on earth is that? Oh, it's a sorceress. Oh, we still have Teleset to auto-defend. Well, we don't need him to do that anymore. Holy smokes! Is it just me, or are we hitting everything a lot harder now? I guess those couple of level ups make quite the difference, huh? I wouldn't have thought that they would, but I stand corrected. Achievement unlocked, Gold Hunter. Presumably related to the bestiary. Alright, Tella, we can probably have him go back to casting some basic fire magic. Now that we have some options nearby, we know where we can go to recover his MP. I don't need him to sit there and defend anymore. Okay, so we had 3 doors on the left here. And all 3 of them presumably lead to floor 5. But none of them lead to the section of floor 5, which leads to where we need to go, basically. So presumably that's going to be more treasure and random encounters up there. Ouch. 1,000 damage. Yang is not messing around, y'all. Ouch. Fire. Now, I don't think we did finish the map for this floor, did we? We sure didn't. And I think that's because we didn't go to the top of this cactus here, which is fine. I think left, right, middle. That's how I'm going to proceed. Sid apparently forgot how to hit things with his hammer here. So yeah, I acknowledge that we picked up a flame sword for Cecil, and I know that some people will probably disagree with me on this one, but when it comes to a melee character, I have a propensity for non-elemental weapons. The damage output for the elemental weapon has to be so much monstrously higher than their base weapon for me to even consider changing my mind. And the reason for that is that if you have a melee exclusive character, locking them into a particular element is a dangerous gambit, because the minute you encounter something that's resistant to, or 12 Forbid absorbs that element and heals themselves on it, you have a melee character who at best is now completely useless, and at worst is an active detriment to your party. Now, if you know that you're going into an area where almost all or all of the encounters are gonna be weak to that element, then sure, go nuts, equip that fire sword. But if there's even a chance that you're gonna encounter a fire enemy that's just gonna completely heal if your berserker dude attacks them, it's really not worth it. Ooh, a Gaia hammer. Sid has needed a new weapon since we got him. I will take it. Moving on. So that's left. Now we'll try the right. But first, random encounters. We are running from that frost beast. Can we kill it now? Sure. Is it worth it? Probably not. Yang does work, just saying. Holy smokes, Sid. 1,300 damage. That's more damage than Yang's doing right now. Counter Curse. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what Curse does. I haven't yet been able to figure it out through experimenting. I suppose I could Google it, but where's the fun in that? Is it a persistent status effect? It does not appear to be, no. All the more reason not to worry about it, question mark. Man, Tella takes a beating. And he can't afford to. He's the only person who currently knows how to raise. Right-hand door. What do we got? Sage's Surplus. Sage's Surplus? It's a factory outlet store for spellcasters. So it drops his evasion, gives him more spirit, more defense, more magic defense, and more magic evasion. Yeah, I guess. I haven't seen him dodge a physical attack yet, so I don't think that it's worth putting a lot of eggs in that basket. Speaking of, oh, I see Sid's got Flame Mail. I thought for sure he could equip the Gaia gear, but I must be misremembering. Kenpoki. That's probably why I assumed he could equip the Gaia gear. What about Yang? Nope. But Cecil can, for reasons, I guess. Time for the middle path. What do we get? An elixir. Ooh. Some hell claws. Beautiful. Let's have a look at Yang here. May inflict poison. So it's an upgrade from Fairy Claws. And Cat Claws are an upgrade from Fairy Claws. So, yeah. Alright. I could dig it. 62 attack, 39 strength. 75 attack, 41 strength. 40 and 41. He's the tank. He's not really. My goodness, though. Where are we going? Here's a random encounter configuration we haven't seen before. Come on, Sid. Ouch. You leave Tella alone. She's like, you know what? Just for good measure, I'm gonna slap him a second time. Just to make me cure him outside of battle. You fiend. Alright. What waits for us at the end of the hall? A flame shield. So, the flame mail has you take half damage from ice. I just realized that we've had Sid fighting without a shield so far. Whoopsie daisy. So the flame shield also halves damage from ice. So I could just throw those on Sid and have him shrug off ice damage forever. 3 and 2. Now Cecil, his luster shield is 2 and 1, and it halves damage from darkness. Darkness. I could split this up a little bit and have, you know, 2 party members that are fairly resistant to ice damage. But, as I suspected, the lustrous shield, being the luster shield, is locked to paladin only. And I don't want to take the risk of having our encounter be with Golbez at the top of this place, and wish that I had kept the half damage from Dark. So we're going to throw Ice Immunity on Sid and hope that that pays off. We are somehow missing 1% of the map. There it is. A couple bronze hourglasses. Cool. Alright, I believe that's it for side treasure, and having dealt with the Magus sisters, we can move on, presumably to the next floor and whatever challenges await. And on the upside, with Sid now being immune to ice damage, if those 2 halves stack, it's less dangerous to encounter some of those ice fiends now. Still immensely annoying, but less deadly, I would say. Also, it strikes me as kind of strange that waiting for us at the top of the tower is going to be the elemental archfiend of wind, but everything in here seems to be aspected to ice with the exception of, like, a couple enemies. Kind of strange. I don't know why mentally I had a note that we needed to heal more, but I guess I was incorrect. You know, the model for the Sorceress kind of reminds me a little bit of the... I want to say the Dryad unit from Warcraft 3. Just the whole, like, having slow magic and the antler headpiece type thing. Or, indeed, a little bit like the Summoner from Final Fantasy Tactics. Just the green robe and the horn. Level up for Young. Always good to have. Aha! This is dangerous. Let's defeat that Sorceress first. Start getting rid of that Frost Beast. Holy smokes. Are you gonna silence Tella? No. Okay, good. This is probably worth quite a lot of XP if we can get through it, though. Oh yeah, it looks like we're gonna be fine. Tella's taking a beating, but he's been through worse. Oh no, I had him accidentally auto-cast fire. Whoopsie daisies. He's just gonna casually heal the enemy real quick. Could be worse. We do way more damage than he just recovered, so... Let's have you defend and then just auto-battle. That should take care of him. Yep. Okay, time to top off, save up, and find out what the next floor holds for us. I don't know why we decided to do that. I'm just gonna use a tent anyway. Just to be fancy, I guess. All right. Now, wind is kind of its own unique element. It doesn't really share a relationship like fire and ice or lightning and water. Let's actually see if we can auto-battle through this guy. It would be nice. Yeah, see, Tella's already doing twice as much damage against these things with a fire spell as he was when we got here. So I think, honestly, just 3 or 4 level ups of getting through this place made a pretty big difference. And Cecil got a level up. So yeah, if the Archfiend of Wind is waiting for us on the other side here, I'm not entirely sure what the strat's going to be. It's not like we can spam the opposing element. Although Garuda in Final Fantasy III was wind aspected, but that took the form of just casting thunder spells, so we'll see. Impressive. Where is Rosa? The crystal first. Relinquish the Earth Crystal. That's what we call a rookie move, guys. Oh dear. One-on-one, Tella versus Golbez. This can't possibly end badly. He's quite tall. Firaga. Oh, I'm not in control here. 2,900 damage. Feeble old man. What can you hope to do to me? Thundaga. 2,700 damage. Blizzaga. 2,400 damage. Meteor's time has come at last. It's not even using his MP, so... Tella, you mustn't! I guess we weren't ever meant to cast Meteor in combat. Which makes sense based on what you're about to see. $9,999. Golbez, impossible! Alright. I can dig it. So 25, 25, 25, that's 7,500 plus 10k, so less than 18k HP? How could you know Meteor? No, he won't answer that question. He did. Regardless, the Earth Crystal is mine. Come, Kane. What? So the old man's interference severed my hold over you. No matter, your purpose is served. Do not think this affront will be forgiven. You try my patience. He just got bitch slapped. Alright.
Why? Why now stay your hand?
You, but how? We will finish this another time.
Cecil! You alright?
Yes, I'm fine. But Tella...
Thinking I could best him. You shouldn't talk.
God, you look like a Rankin Bass character.
On myself, letting hate consume me so. Please, avenge Anna.
Tella!
No! Come on! Open your eyes, you old fool!
Oh, Tella. Rest then with that daughter of yours.
Tella, we will avenge your death and Anna's. I swear it.
Well, we cut that pretty close, huh? two people love the same person. It's always difficult. It's not actually a love triangle. That's not how love triangles work, but that's what it is generally referred to as. Interesting, so Cain can equip the flame sword and the mithril knife. Because dragoons and swords, right guys? That just feels wrong. So wind is its own element. I suppose I could give him the flame sword, but it just doesn't feel right, so I'm not going to. Uh, 1000 HP is not a lot of HP. How are we gonna swing this? Well, two people have to be in the back row, and Rosa's a natural choice for that, but Cain, a little bit less so. Perhaps his jump ability has its full potential from the back row. Bolt skyward and attack for double damage. Now let's set him to jump as his auto attack. Let's see about getting out of here. Oh, but wait. There's more. Barbarica, one of Golbez's elemental archfiends. Is this a one-on-one? It is not. Okay. Well, I don't know much what to expect, to be honest with you. Let's have you jump. Analyze. Let's have you focus up. Let's have you cover Rosa. She does not have a whole lot of HP. Let's have you defend for now. What happens if we attack? We're gonna find out. Nothing. The wind shields her on all sides. Only jump attacks can reach her directly. Let's have you focus a little bit more. Lightning counter. Yikes. Okay. That's fine. Let's go ahead and shell on the whole party. Cecil, let's have you use protect on the whole party. Yikes! Okay, so jump will knock her out of her wind shield. That's good. Okay. Oh no! Counter lightning. Okay, gonna have you res Sid. Let's have you straight up attack. Let's have you pray. You're gonna have to be really careful here. Focus. Jump. Cura on everybody. Defend. If it's just a matter of keeping everybody alive, knocking her out of this, and then hitting her a few times, we can cycle through that without too much difficulty. And it doesn't seem to be worth keeping people at too high of an HP, on the grounds that she'll just tornado you down. Let's have you defend. Let's have you heal everybody up. Focus. Jump. Pray. Defend. Man, having 5 party members. What a difference that makes. Focus. Kira. Sid. Pray. Attack. Oh, I should have let that heal go off first in case she counters. She didn't counter, we got lucky. I want to get in a good attack from Yang before she defends up again. Oh. I guess that's the end to her. Good they didn't throw me too big of a curveball right after I got a new party. 12,000 XP and 10,000 gil. It's good. Rosa's gonna need some TLC to catch up in terms of levels. Achievement unlocked. Defeated Barbarica. The last of the 4 remains. At this point, we have bested the elemental archfiends of earth, water, and wind. That leaves only the elemental archfiend of fire. Teleport. She has the ability to teleport to Cecil's bedchamber. Ooh woo. He holds 4 crystals. The dark crystals. The 4 of this world are the crystals of light, and for every light there is a shadow cast. The dark crystals are real? Quite. Golbez holds but half of the crystals. Even if the tales are true, how would we be able to find them? No doubt we would not, but Golbez already has. We must reach them before he does. Where are they hidden? Where their name implies, the deep dark bowels of the underworld. Are we supposed to get there? Start digging? Sid, ever the pragmatist. He said that when all the crystals were gathered, the way to the moon would be opened. The way to the moon? Roll Endwalker. I understand it no more than you, but he said that this was the key. Obtained a magma stone. Why'd he give it to you? A stone. There's a place where it must be offered, and doing so will open a path to the underworld. A place? Yes, that's what he said, a place. But where? We don't know. We've got the Enterprise. We can fly circles around the world in the blink of an eye. Sid, the Enterprise is still at the Tower of Zot. Thinking old Sid's gone senile on you, eh? Told you, didn't I? The Enterprise is strides beyond the other ships. I've already flown her back to Baron by remote control. We'll leave in the morning. What made Golbez falter? What indeed? Best be on our way. We can't save from here, but it did full heal us. Does anybody remember the way out of Castle Baron? It's almost like we spent the majority of episode 1 wandering around this place. Where to go? What to do? Here we are. Well, I'm afraid we have reached the end of our planned segment. We've actually gone a little bit over time this evening, but it seemed appropriate considering where we were in the run of events. No sooner than he has lost yet another companion, Cecil is on his way to no other place but the underworld. How to get there, we're not entirely sure just yet. Who remains for the elemental archfiend of fire, and what exactly is on the moon, and why does Golbez want to get there? For answers to this and more, tune in next week and beyond for some more Kai Plays, Thursdays at 8 p.m., and in the meantime, we'll see you on Sunday at 6 p.m. for some Sunday Funday festivities. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to join me during this segment. Again, I want to call attention to the link below the YouTube video if you're watching this after the fact. That does go to support our Tiltify campaign, and we very much appreciate your assistance in our nonprofit ventures. We're very passionate in TCK about affecting the positive changes that we'd like to see in the world. But I won't harp anymore at the end of this segment. I'll say only to see us next time. Thank you for being here, and may you ever walk in the light of the crystal.